more public service announcement. We wanted to go ahead and introduce our professional experts while you all are signing in, because we're already behind schedule and we want to give you all time to ask any questions that you all have. So we'll start with myself. I'm Angelia Walton. I started Tears back in 1996 because of my own trauma. We've been in existence about 26 years. Teens Empowerment Awareness with Resolutions is what Tears stands for. And I'll give you all a little more information later, but these are our experts.
Hey y'all. I am Taisha M. Bryant, founder, CEO of We Have a Purpose organization right here in Phenix City, Alabama. I am also a licensed social worker. I think Ms. Angelia downplayed herself a little bit, but Tears 96, we almost on 30, y'all. We almost on 30 years. And I was a participant of Tears, and this whole Teen Summit thing is a warrior. That's how we started. So it is very interesting and exciting to be amongst Red Devils with this event. So I hope y'all have fun.
Morning, everybody. I'm a loud whistle. Hope I didn't pop anybody's ears. My name is Nikki Joyner. I am with the Russell County Child Advocacy Center. And I'm the victim advocate, so it's my job to just kind of, anytime somebody comes through our center, just to offer support and see what kind of resources we can give them. And we also teach in the schools. How many of you are freshmen here at Central? Well, no, not, I know you're seniors now. How many of you were freshmen here at Central? So yeah, you were probably taught by one of our forensic interviewers during your freshman year. So I'm just here to answer any questions y'all might have, so thank you.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Mark Cameron. I'm with the Phenix City Police Department. I've been in law enforcement for about the past 17 years. The past 7 of that has been working specifically with kids. I was y'all's SRO at the Freshman Academy for a long time, and then I've transitioned into being the juvenile investigator for the department. So any type of crime that involves a juvenile victim, that's going to be my case, all right?
I'm investigator Betancourt. I've been with the department, what, 9 years? 9 years this year. Currently, they've got me up in investigations, and basically what I do is he brings me customers, okay? Once the adult or juvenile is convicted of a sex offense, they come see me and they register for their rest of their natural born lives. So you will see me if you commit a sex offense until you die. And the day you die is the day I just write you off. That's just as simple as I can put it.
Y'all laughing, but that's part of why we're here, because some of you all don't understand that you're in those situations right now.
Good morning. Okay, let's try that again. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. My name is Elena Merriweather. I work with the Alabama Department of Mental Health in the Office of Substance Use Treatment Services, and I have been working in substance use for a very, very, very long time, and actually manage all of our adolescent treatment programs, and just glad to be here this morning to share any information that I can and hopefully answer any questions that you might have as it relates to what is taking place with substance use here in Alabama. So thank you again for this opportunity and look forward to spending time with you this morning.
Can you all give our guests a round of applause, please? So I want to welcome each and every one of you guys. I want you all to really take the opportunity to receive the information. We're going to do some things that we know you guys are doing in our skit, and I want to give the young people on stage a round of applause. What Tears is hoping to do is to let you guys know some of the things that you're doing could get you into some trouble. real trouble at 18. And I know some of you all are going to say, I'm not 18, I'm 17, and possibly even 16. But doing things as an 18-year-old in high school is different than doing things as an 18-year-old and have graduated. One of the things I thought, if you were 15 and 18 and you all were in special relations, I thought, well, they'll treat you as an 18-year-old in high school. No, you get the same treatment as an 18-year-old outside. So Nasir, I'm gonna turn it over to you. DJ, are you ready? And y'all know DJ Cashflow. Y'all can't even tell me y'all don't know him. Y'all don't know DJ Cashflow? Y'all don't listen to the radio? Oh wow, okay. One other business. I want to recognize my staff and volunteers and the NAACP for coming to help us out. Can y'all just raise your hands so they'll know? We're gonna have some index cards going around, and if you all got any questions and you want an index card, raise your hand and we'll get you the card. We're gonna first go through the skit in its entirety, and then we're gonna break it up by scenes. Are you guys ready? Can y'all continue to sign in without any distraction while the skit starts, so we can save time and use as much time as possible for you guys? So we'll go ahead and get started. Let me hear you say yes if you're ready to get started.
Need some resources, and you can contact these organizations via phone or their websites. Thank you so much for coming today, and we hope you find something.
I promise you that's it. The local number is 334-291-6363 if you guys have any questions. For that time that the video went out, she went back to it. Also, there's instructions on the packet. You all know it's prom and graduation season. You all know you need them, so thank you for listening. We're going to turn the lights down and we're getting ready to get started.
Okay. It starts as just another party, a night of fun, a chance to escape, but what happens when the fun turns into something much darker? Vanessa tells Eric it's just a drink, that it's no big deal. But Eric is 14. He's never had alcohol before, but tonight he'll have more than just one. At the table, there's alcohol and pills, a dangerous mix. Mia doesn't know what she's taking, only that it's supposed to make the night better. But she's losing control and no one seems to notice. Not every crime looks like a crime in the moment, but this is not consent. This is not okay. Under the influence, words turn to violence, love turns to control, and no one steps in because they're too high, too drunk, or too scared. The night is far from over, but for some, it will be their last. They shouldn't be driving. They shouldn't even be awake, but no one wants to be the one to say stop. Mia's body is shutting down. The drugs were stronger than she thought, and now it might be too late. one decision after another, and now lives are changed forever. Drugs, alcohol, violence, they don't just destroy the ones who use them, they destroy everyone in their path.
While they're setting up, I got a question. Just raise your hand. You ain't got to say it's you or your friend. How many have been in some of these situations? Just raise your hand. So let me tell you how it's more than the 7 hands that I saw. The other one's laughing. The other one's making motion. That's interesting.
It starts as just another party. A night of fun, a chance to escape, but what happens when the fun turns into something much darker? Vanessa tells Eric it's just a drink, that it's no big deal, but Eric is 14. He's never had alcohol before, but tonight he'll have more than just one.
All right. So, okay, go ahead. Tell me what happened. You said you're going to tell me what happened. Tell me what happened so I ain't got to tell you what happened. Yeah, come on, tell me. Do I need to bring the mic or can you? Well, stand up. Let me hear you. I can't hear you. Okay, so what he said was she tried to get him to drink. And it didn't happen initially, but peer pressure set in. So how many of us are familiar with peer pressure? Know what peer pressure looks like, what it feels like? Okay, so all of us. How many of you know somebody that was that person? Whether it was girl on boy or boy on girl. We all know somebody. So I can share right now. Okay, so Here's a bit of transparency for you. As I sat here, I didn't just see a skit. I actually saw my life. And what I mean by that is the skit that happened in the very beginning with the young man and the young lady, I actually did a great job, by the way. It was the other way around, almost identical. From the alcohol to the pressuring to drink to never had a drink before, to actually going behind a curtain, but it was actually a door. And behind that door was the same guy who gave me the drink. Was he older? Absolutely. Did I know him? Not really. Was I amongst people I knew? Yeah. I mean, people that knew me very well. Like we shared the same blood knew me. But the difference in this situation, and the situation I'm talking about, 9 months later I had a baby. Yeah, I know that's crazy. And to top it off, I wasn't 14, I was 13. I wasn't 14, I was 13. Oh, y'all be saying, because I said when I talk about it. I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got all that. I got all that. I felt all that. I lived all of that from 8th grade, because I was actually in the 8th grade when this transpired. It was December 26th during our Christmas break. So March is when everybody found out I was pregnant because I had to tell my mom. And for those of you who's like, well, dang, where your baby at now? Well, if I must, she's at Auburn University, Montgomery with a major in nursing. So let me just pop that real quick. Yep. And she walked these same halls and graduated with her associate's degree before she graduated high school. Yep. And that's my only child that I gave birth to. Yep. And I stand before you not only as the CEO and founder of We Have a Purpose, but I'm also the owner of Resilient Family Wellness. I am the author of 2 books. I am a happily married woman. I do so much in the community. Yeah, and I graduated from the #1 HBCU in the nation. So for all my individuals who's planning on going into a HBCU, FAMU is the #1 HBCU in the nation. And I also have a master's degree with a couple of certifications to go along with it. Yeah, so that's what makes my story different. Everybody don't end that way.
So I'm going to give you the mic to someone that can tell you how the story could end.
Okay, I don't know if y'all heard the narrator state that this young man was 14. This young lady was several years older. So if this incident took place in this, how many of you as young men would be like, oh, I got a notch in my belt, I got some older girl, blah, blah, blah. How many? Y'all ain't gonna raise your hand, but we know better. But let me just tell you, that young man, if he tells somebody, y'all get to come see me and Officer Cameron or Betancourt. But what happens is I think that a lot of times these days as society tells us, we forget the typical situation is older man, younger woman, right? And I'll say lady and gentleman. Older man or older gentleman, younger lady. But what is happening a lot these days is that it's the opposite. It's the absolute opposite. 3 out of every 5 males is a victim. Okay? And men, boys, whatever the case may be, are becoming more willing to come forward as a victim. That's who gets to come see me. 3.5 out of 5 young ladies are a victim. So when you look at the people standing next to you or sitting next to you, the person on the right and the person on the left are probably a victim of some sort of age. Y'all laugh. Y'all are going to be the ones coming in and seeing Officer Cameron. Okay. But I want you guys to know, and I say that because, it's our job, as Angelia says, as experts on this panel, to let you guys know that it's no joke at all. This situation, that young man, he not only did he ingest alcohol, but who knows what went on behind that curtain. And it's his word against hers. And there's a lot of things that take place in the process of that victimization that we as, people who are helping may never know, and that neither one of them may never know, because here's the reality of this. She pulled him behind that counter, or behind that curtain. What's been done to her to make her think it's okay? Yeah, it's a lot to think about. So I'm going to pass this down to Cameron because I'm sure he's got something to say about this as well.
So she gave the statistics of, give it to me again, 3 out of 5, and then she said for female it's 3.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can tell you at least 2 have been victims of child abuse. Well, this just validated the statistic. I didn't know your business, but this just validated the statistics, y'all. This is no joke. It was, for me, between 6 and 7. And I still deal with it at almost 60.
So who here knows what the age of consent is in Alabama?
What is it?
Raise your hand, because I got a prize for whoever can give me the right answer. I want to hear everybody hop on it again. I'm going to let somebody from out here who's been paying attention. Okay, so they can and I don't want to see nobody do it.
I want her. You, stand up. Yes. What's age?
Call it. Well,
That would have been wrong.
so you're right. 16 is the age of consent in the state of Alabama, okay? So,
My bad.
so like I said, 16 is the age of consent. How old did they say he was? He was 14 years old. So what does that make him? Makes him a victim. All right? So, who here thought that the only way you can be a victim is if you're a female? Be honest. That's not how this is. Men can be victims also. Boys can be victims. I work these cases all the time, okay? But there is one caveat to that whole 16 age of consent thing, okay? And that's 2 years from the age between the two, okay? So if you're within 2 years, it's called the Romeo and Juliet law, okay? So say you're 17 and the other person is 15 and you're within 2 years, we're not going to necessarily prosecute you on that. Now, are we going to look at you? Definitely, all right? Also on top of that, how old do you have to be to drink alcohol in the state of Alabama? Up to you. All right, that is 21, okay? Anybody on this stage over the age of 21 that you see? Maybe one or two of them as far as the skit's concerned, right?
No, they're all under 18.
Oh, all of them are under 18. All right? So, even being under 18, she could still be prosecuted for contributing to delinquency of a minor. She could still be prosecuted for it. Because she's the one that provided alcohol to a minor. Y'all understand that? So, I know this seems far-fetched. How many of these cases do you think I work every year? Probably over 100 of them. And that's just me. That doesn't include the folks at the county. That doesn't include the ones that we get from the state. That doesn't include all of them. That's just the ones that I personally work. So this isn't, a rare occurrence here. We're getting several of these a week. Quite a few of them per month. I don't know what the statistics are for the center, but like she said, about 40% of the interviews that we do at the CAC are teenagers. So whenever you put yourself in a situation like this, be aware you might become a victim. All right? Y'all might not think you are. He probably didn't think anything of it, but the thing is that he sits there and tells one person and then it goes to a counselor and then we're going to get involved. All right? That's how our cases start.
I want you to give the statistics that you shared with me about the number of sex offenders and how many starts as Romeo and Juliet and then end up on your list.
Okay, so as the sex offender officer, I manage with just in Phenix City Police jurisdiction 123.
Yes, Phoenix City.
Just Phenix City. Russell County, as a county, between us and Russell County, there are over 600. Okay? Well, now, when you hear, like, let's keep it real. When you hear sex offender, what are you thinking? You're thinking pedophiles, right? Most of the time, that's what the majority of people think. 95% of all of my sex offenders were Romeo Juliet. I've got some sex offenders that are now married to their victim. Because they were in a relationship. They broke up, and then mommy reports boyfriend, and then they're convicted. It's as simple as that. Now you're coming to see me for the rest of your, now you're 8, I mean, most of y'all are above 18, right? Or right there at it. There is no DYS for you anymore. You're going straight to Russell County. The minimum for sex offense, depending on what if it's a felony, the minimum's 20 years. Okay? So you'll be 38 years old when you get out. Okay? There's, yeah, I'm good right now.
So now we're gonna move on to, I hate to move on because what he said is so powerful. I was sitting here thinking, dang, for just getting a little bit, I'm gonna be in jail for how many years? Minimum of 20 years? 3 minutes turned 20 years, so some of y'all maybe 2. I heard there's a question. Stand up, baby. Say it sweet out loud, because
I can answer that. So the question is what if they like it? Your 2 minutes of orgasm will cost you 20 years of your life. So of course, who doesn't enjoy a good orgasm, right? Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. But it'll cost you 20 years.
guys, you all are almost adults. Please act that way, because what he's saying is real, and I'm a little scared. I may not be back here again, but he's being real. And I've been looking at some of you guys' faces. Some of you all have been victims, and some of you all have been perpetrators.
We have another question. Go ahead. So one of the biggest things is that you have a thing called a late disclosure. Okay, you may have been a victim at 14, but you could be 40 and still come in and make a disclosure for a sex offense. But the other thing that I wanted to touch on is that question about what if it feels good. Does it feel good to have 3 hots and a cot? No. Nobody wants to sit in jail and eat that nasty food and sleep in a cot for the rest of your life, okay? For one. For two, just because it feels good doesn't mean it is good, right? So I just wanted to make sure y'all know that.
Touching on that the late disclosure part right there, okay? Since I've been doing this job for about the past 4 or 5 years, I've had multiple folks that are in their 40s, 50s, even one that was up in his 60s that disclosed to us.
Him.
Exactly.
This is a man that was 60 years old that came forward and disclosed a sexual offense.
I had a 60-year-old disclose, a male disclose about being touched by his Boy Scout leader. 60 years after the offense occurred. So, no, there's not a statute of limitations on these type of crimes, okay?
Next scene.
Alcohol, pills, a dangerous mix. Mia doesn't know what she's taking, only that it's supposed to make the night better. But she's losing control, and no one seems to notice.
Miss Elena, any comments, concerns? I would love for you to share as the expert with the state of Alabama. While she's coming up, how many of you all have been in those situations? That solo cup is normally red. That bowl is normally filled with ecstasy, footballs, hydros, oxy,
Xannies,
LSD, Molly.
So how many of you know someone who's actually used LSD before? How many of you know someone who's used Molly before? Okay. What about Xanax? Okay. What about mushrooms? Okay. What about methamphetamine? What about cocaine? How many of you have used something that you thought was one thing and it took you to a whole nother level? Okay? So that's why this is so important. That's why this is so important because as the Department of Mental Health and as some of the information that is shared with you, today people are using things and they don't know what they're using. Okay? Marijuana is laced with all manners of things. Okay? So today one puff can be the puff that takes you out. Okay? Today we're dealing with marijuana that's laced with fentanyl. Today we're dealing with marijuana that smells like a dead skunk. Okay? And what's important for you to recognize is that if you are smoking or you know someone else who is smoking, it's a dangerous thing because you do not know when it is going to take you out. Okay? And some of us refer to it as good weed and bad weed. But no matter what the weed is, you don't want to go out over some grass. Okay? So you want to be really mindful and conscientious, especially for those of you who have hit the blunt before.
Good morning again. I hate to tell y'all this, but all the ideas that Mr. McDonald and others have planned for senior activities are going to wait. He's been messaging me back and forth to make sure that you all are doing exactly as you would do if he is here, and you are not. This is not a for fun activity. Some of our panelists have given you and divulged personal information to you they did not have to share with you to try to not only help you, but those of you that are in here that are younger siblings or cousins, to help them as well, but you think this is the time to play, and it is not. So please make sure that for the remainder of this session, you are listening actively. Put your fans down. Now there are some of you I taught in 5th grade, but we are not in 5th grade. You are about to be adults. So we need to act as such.
My name is Linda Williams. I worked for 10 years, and 100 years ago when I was at South Gerard, and it was a junior high, we had a program like this. That's the reason I never used drugs. Our principal's name, Mr. Word, so y'all need to pay attention and take this in. We had a program like this 100 years ago, and he told us it was about facts of life. He said on the program, it was the preacher came and talked to us, Reverend Robinson. And he said the ones who doing marijuana now, they're gonna go on to more drugs because it's gonna stop getting them high. I have learned that from people I know who was doing marijuana in high school, pot back that day. Now it's wood, loud, and all that. You got some wood, is you straight? I'm a grandma, but I know all this stuff. I'm a hip grandma. But you know, we make it, you know. So y'all listen, pay attention. That's the reason. They telling the truth. The one who using marijuana, you going to end up on crack and cocaine. That's the truth. And meth. Because that marijuana don't stop getting you high. All right, guys, this is our last scene, and we'll push for time. Our last scene and our last speaker, and then we'll do the boots on the ground competition. Now I know you all just heard from principal. Come on, y'all. Because see, this is what's scary to me. You all are young adults. Because all this stuff you all are doing now, and you got someone saying, hey, you know, stop. When you get in the real world, ain't nobody telling you nothing. Ain't nobody gonna make excuses for you. Ain't nobody gonna give you no second chance. And you all laugh, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow, these are the people that are gonna make sure I'm okay when I get 65. I'm a little scared. because we're trying to help you. We get absolutely nothing out of this but the joy of letting you all know the mistakes that we made, and we don't want you all to do the same. Last scene.
One night, one party, one decision after another, and now lives are changed forever. Drugs, alcohol, and violence, they don't just destroy the ones who use them, they destroy everyone in their path.
Good morning. What's up? Who am I? I love it. All right, look here. Serious note. A lot of you all know me from what? 6th grade, right? Some of you been knowing me for then. We talk about friends, right? And the friends that I'm gonna get on to you about. How many of you have got friends in here right now? Raise your hand. If you got that friend with you right now, raise your hand. Put your hand down. Put your hand down. The reason why I say that, put your hand down, my twin brother was my best friend. The night my twin brother got killed, he was with so-called friends. 5 guys went out, he made 6. 5 guys went home, except for 1. My twin brother got killed and had nothing to do with it. But you all call the person that you're sitting beside a friend. See, here's my take on friends. Friend is a person that is going to guide you, make sure you're doing the right thing, making sure you are motivated to do the right things. My twin brother left behind 5 kids. They would never get to see Daddy. Daddy would never get to take them anywhere or do anything with them. I become Daddy. I become Uncle. See, a lot of you all walk around here, yes, I'm Coach Twin. I have a lot on me because I have to deal with a lot of things each and every day. Uncle Twin, can you help me? My nieces, my nephew, my great nieces, they'll never see their granddad. And I talk about this a lot because I go everywhere doing a lot of talking. Excuse my voice, I've been yelling. But I look at you all, y'all are some beautiful young ladies, young men. Here's the road that I want you to take. I want you to take this road by guessing and realize who is your friend. Not determine what your friends do. All this I heard back here about drinking, doing drugs. The guys that were with my brother tonight, they was at the club, drinking, doing drugs. It just so happened they got to fight. 45 minutes on the phone with my twin brother. 10 minutes later, I get a phone call back. My brother died of a massive heart attack. Come from blunt force trauma to the head, contributed by a metal object. He was hit in the head 3 times. The cuts in his head, one was this long, that was in the back. So in the back of your head, you got a soft spot in the back of your head. Everybody do. He got hit in that soft spot, and he also got hit on the side of the head. So these guys can relate to me as police officers. They used to have what they called the big long mag flashlight, which was this long. It was metal. Probably weighed about, what, 10 pounds, 20 pounds? Somewhere in there. Well, a bouncer at the club and another bouncer sat my brother down and struck him in the head 3 times. After I got that phone call, when he came back to me, I didn't rush to go to the hospital. I didn't do none of that. The reason why, I knew he was dead. Because they called me and said, hey, we can't talk much. Why we can't talk much? Because we at the hospital. There's a bunch of police around. So I want you all to understand as you go to the prom, what is it, this week? Understand this. I hear in the air, and I hear what you're going to do coming toward this weekend. Please, and I beg you, please, don't go out drinking. Don't go out driving. Enjoy your time out, meaning look beautiful in your dress or your tux or whatever you're putting on. Yes, go have something to eat. Come home, enjoy friends. But they're just like telling the bird to stop whispering and stop tapping on my window right now. I guarantee that's what it is. So at the end of the day, friends, meaning make sure you take care of your friend. All right? That's what friends do. Friends take care of friends. Friends don't do nothing stupid or lead to nothing stupid. So at the end of the day, that's my story. Please take note of it. Find that friend, love that friend, and cherish that friend. Thank you.
We're going to end with just a couple of comments. You all remember prom last year? You all remember what happened after prom last year? He was among you guys. He was one of you guys. He was at an after party having fun with probably some of you guys. I just talked to Miss Mitchell, and I get it. You all don't know us, but I watch you all listen to Coach. And she said something that was so powerful because I was a little disappointed. She said, but you planted the seed, Miss Angelia. I know some of you guys already got the hotel room. I know some of you guys already got the Molly, the mushrooms, the weed, the vapes. What's sad is I said that and I hear all the mumbling, and my mom has always told me, and I'm almost 60, hit dogs holler. I say this to you young people, it only takes one time. I'm gonna end on that note. We're getting ready to have a boots on the ground contest. If you want to, if not, we can just have fun with the DJ because I've already paid him. You got the check, DJ? Oh, well, we gonna be done paid him. So y'all, let's have a little fun. Thank you guys so much for your time. Principal has something she want to say. You all do not leave this room. Miss Bryant said something that's so powerful. You all, I hope you all know she's not the exception to the rule with a 13-year-old sleeping with somebody older than they are. She's not exception. She's the exception. I'm sorry. It don't normally always end in like her story. And that's one reason she don't have any more children, because I've been begging her, have another one. It'll change your life one way or the other.
All right, thank you all for paying attention. I do want to tell you a couple of things. This play was written by one of your fellow classmates. Raise your hand, sir. Okay. So thank you all for being attentive during the play.
550. So go ahead, DJ, let's see what we got going on. I've been on there, you ready? Where them fans at? 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 Oh, 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 I got my boots on the ground. Oh, 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 I got my boots on the ground. Where them fans at? Get up by your seat. Come on! Let your body move. Cowboy, cowgirl, in the room. Sipping on the wall. Fire barrel rolling. I'ma get behind that thing, girl, and hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Got my boots on the ground. Yes, sir. Lord. So those are the ones I gotta get made on cars too. That's not even 20.
Touch her toes like what? She said the summertime she's trying to have some fun. If you a freak, do your thing right now. Won't do no running. The summertime, we ain't touching. The cookies look too good, man, ain't on nothing. turn to the left, slide to the right, slide to the left, right foot left foot then, right foot left foot then, now come on, back it up, then turn to the left, let's go.